Can I tell you what I want? What I really, really want? I want to go home.
Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour. Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Now, more often than not, what we say is we're going to waste 1 hour of your time. But none of you have been here in the studio for the last hour. So our resident genius, Victor, didn't hit record. So this week, although you'll be wasting only 1 hour, we will be wasting 2 hours to bring you that 1 hour. So this is the instant recap of what happened just last hour. Thank you, Victor.
Well, I put some of it on Instagram. We saved about 10 seconds of it.
Excellent. That's great. Are we sure that this one's recording now? Do you see the little waveforms and stuff?
You know what? There is good news.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That is true. Good. This is the only thing that Adam can't fix in post is when we don't record the show. So yes, instead of the last hour of completely useless information, it will be replaced with a new
better hour
that is, it's just basically two ignorant, uninformed, self-deprecating morons ranting about opinions they have no right to have. But you know how it goes. We've already done it once. Our goal is to convince...
They're never going to hear that.
Yes. Our goal is to convince you that where we hail from, just outside Washington, D.C., is not a city of just politics and scandals, but one brimming with art, music, and culture, as impossible as that may seem. So listeners, now that you know why you're here and we are now recording, I'm Keith, and this is my co-host, Victor. Victor, why are you here this week again?
So, I planned this out real good.
Yeah,
I
you
had
did.
an awesome joke.
Uh-huh.
And since you guys already know it,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell it.
Yeah.
So our main character is sitting at the bar,
Oh,
right?
Jesus Christ.
And he's kind of depressed. You know, the day didn't go so well. So he was having a drink at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And in walks this guy, and he's pretty much got like the light of heaven on him. He's dressed in the nicest suit,
Yeah.
surrounded by beautiful women.
Uh-huh.
He's throwing money from his pockets.
Sure.
And he's got a giant orange as a head.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, he sits down next to our main character, and the guy's like, dude, okay, this is crazy. How can I be surrounded by women and have endless amounts of money? He's like, well, I have a magic lamp. Granted me 3 wishes. I wished for an endless supply of money coming out of my pockets.
Good one.
He throws a $100 bill at him.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be, my second wish was to be absolutely irresistible to women.
Yes.
And all the girls around him wooed.
Yes.
And he goes, all right, so this is where I kind of went wrong.
More wishes.
I wished for a giant fucking orange.
No! It's more wishes! Every time, the last one's more wishes!
Haven't you seen Aladdin?
No, you don't understand. That's the first... You get one... If you have one wish, that wish is more wishes. It's always the way it is.
No.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
What do you mean?
Okay. Rule number 1,
Sure.
he can't kill anybody.
Right.
Rule number 2,
Yeah.
he can't make anybody fall in love with anybody else.
Right.
Rule number 3,
Sure.
he can't bring anyone back from the dead.
Right.
It's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it.
Right.
And no more of that wishing for more wishes nonsense.
No. So here's
Direct
the thing.
quote.
You always wish for more wishes. And if you're not allowed to wish for more wishes, you wish for a genie that will allow you to wish for more wishes.
That's a solid.
Yeah.
I wish for another genie.
Yeah. It's super simple. I need a 3-wish genie instead of the stupid 1-wish genie.
I need a 15-wish genie.
Yeah, exactly. This is not hard. You get this figured out pretty early.
You could wish to be a genie.
There you go.
The most powerful genie in the world!
No, I'm stuck in this stupid lamp. But yeah, those are the rules. Dragon, that's also on there. I mean, you obviously want a dragon, but then
All right, Daenerys.
yeah, and then dragon that grants wishes. That's even better.
Puff the magic dragon
Yes,
grants lots of wishes.
that's how it works.
So why are you here today, Keith?
Racists again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this weekend I was in Charlottesville. It was very exciting. We were staying in a hotel.
We being you and the Mistress of Destruction.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes. And so we got to be near racists because apparently they were in the hotel as well. So we went down to like the lobby and we went over to the car. We would see people with like torches that they'd put out and they were putting in their trunks and stuff. And we're like, ha, you're a fucking racist. And so, yeah, they didn't do very well, I would say, in their grand scheme of peaceful organization. And that's what they said. I remember like when they were applying for their permits, we're like, oh, we just want to peacefully assemble and then beat the shit out of people and run cars into them. So I don't remember those last bits. I think they would have probably not let them have a permit. But
but it's good they had a permit. Otherwise, things could have gotten out of hand.
That's true. There were a whole fuckload of cops there, though.
Yeah.
No, you understand.
SWAT was there.
There was like, they actually pulled up to the Omni with a tour bus full of SWAT team people.
That's outstanding.
And I was like, wow, that's thank you.
Right.
Because I don't want to do that job. Because here's the shitty part of being like a state police officer or a SWAT team, right? And you have to go and defend racists, which you don't want to do, right? They're like, we're gonna punch those racists, and you're like, I see your point, and I really like it. You can't.
Yeah, but the black Jewish SWAT guy is like, oh man, I dropped this canister of tear gas. My bad. The good news is I'm sorry.
Right. I've speaking of which, I've never seen a guest who wants to speak more on our show, except for our guests both last hour and this hour. So without further ado, let's introduce our guest for a second time tonight. Would you like to take the honors?
Yes.
Yes.
In studio today, we have the lovely Jarreau Williams.
That is not his name. You had a whole show to get it right, and you're still getting it
Is
wrong.
that the accent? Jarreau.
No, it's Jarreau. Jarreau Williams, the very talented and amazingly sexual Jarreau Williams.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If I had a
real
dime every time somebody said that, I'd be broke.
Yeah.
38 cents.
One dime.
Just one.
You just said it. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. Why are you here this week?
Well, earlier I was here for the audition, but now I'm here for the callback.
You made it.
To be the main character in Victor's Dream.
There
actually,
you go. All right. Perfect.
But during the audition, I have to admit, I just kept missing this one line, and it was, "I'm going to free the genie anytime."
Yeah.
There you go.
But he saw something.
That's true.
He saw something and heard something, obviously, because it's on the podcast.
I auditioned for the lamp. Rub me. Just rub me.
Itty bitty living space.
I'm going to make your life.
I don't want to rub you an hour ago. I don't want to rub you now.
Yeah, you do. You know you do.
Okay, maybe just a little. It's wearing on me.
It's still funny.
You know what I really, really, really want?
Yeah.
Sig.
No, you don't want any of that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
So I also hear that you're going to be doing a show here in the area Thursday, August 24th down at the National Harbor. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it is the Summer Snow Globe series. They've got a great lineup: White Ford Bronco, Sir Sly, Magic Giant. But on the 24th, I'm going to be opening for my friends Little League Champs.
All right.
And it's going to be a night full of 90s, 2000s covers. It's going to be awesome. So I go on at 7, they go on at 8.
That's called the Summer Snow Globe at National Harbor.
Yes.
Are you going to be in a snow globe?
Sort of. So they built this dome. The Harbor Dome.
Yeah.
Right. They built this
Two
dome.
bands enter. They both die.
Oh,
The Thunderdome.
Neither of them were very strong.
it's like Scott Pilgrim.
Right.
All over
Here you
again.
go.
But
Tetanus.
yeah, there's gonna be
They both die of tetanus. It's horrible.
Don't make it weird.
Vaccines cause autism.
Put the bodies in the closet. It's fine.
Two musicians enter. They're high. They won't come back out now. They're totally useless.
That one's just laying on the floor doing the worm. I don't think he even knows he's doing the worm.
One musician enters. 4 musicians leave. What had happened in there? I don't even, I think he split like an amoeba.
1, 2, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quadruplets.
It's impressive is what it is. So very cool. Do you think you could take Little League Champs in a fight?
Ooh. Whew. I mean, I always bet on myself. So
Right. Well, yeah.
I'm saying that for the sake. I love Little League champs.
Do
You
they
guys
have-
are great.
Do they have their equipment?
I mean, these guys wear eye black when they perform.
Well, no,
They-
I'm talking about
and
baseball
jerseys
bats
and
Wow.
like they dress like ready
Athletic.
to go to war.
They look like they're
sports
athletic.
war.
Yeah.
I love these guys. They're full of energy. They're fun. They put make a rock, kind of make it their own thing. So I'm giving them as much credit as I possibly can before I say yes. I'm going to beat them in a fight.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe a musical fight. We can maybe do a musical fight.
It'll be like Glee.
I heard that you also brought a track for us called Move On.
I
And
did.
It is the world premiere.
premiere.
And that's because
Yeah.
you released it last week, so
Yeah.
nobody's had a chance. We just snuck in under the wire,
Hasn't
essentially.
been on a
First.
podcast at all.
So we're going to play a clip from that a little later in the show. But if you'd like to hear the entire song, because you cannot wait and you should not wait, go to the end of the podcast, the 1 hour mark of this podcast, listen to the entire track, turn the podcast off, and then just end your life because there's nothing better.
But listen to me, please.
Yeah. So, no, come back and listen to the rest of the show because it should be fun. And if you want to hear more music from Jarreau, go up to facebook.com/I am Jarreau Williams. And to spell that, Jarreau.
Yes.
Jarreau.
Correct.
Yes.
Or to say it, it's like row your boat. So Jarreau.
Did you row your boat?
Yeah. That's
Jarreau all
actually
the
that's
way
my
here?
Twitter handle, actually.
Yeah. Did you row
Yeah.
your boat? I like it.
Row
All
your
right.
boat. It's creative.
So tweet him at Jarreau your boat. And- all right, without further ado, let's move on to the Thunderdome that is known as the Weather Report.
See, you call down the thunder. Now reap the whirlwind.
Did you notice the segue though?
Yeah, no, he's
With the
right.
move on
These
and
transitions
the,
are. Oh man, I didn't even pick up on that. You're right.
Boss.
Well, he had a warm up to practice.
That is
so.
true. I got to think through this all once.
What?
So
We're
are-
going to say this through the whole show. People are going to listen to the whole show going, just shut up about the show that we can't listen to.
It's just really frustrating.
Yeah. Oh, for the record, that show way better. It was so good.
Calling it now.
Oh my God. You should have heard it. It was a 10 out of 10.
Maybe we should just, press undo a bunch on there, see if we can get it back,
Right.
and release that one next week.
Exactly. Same show, slightly different. All right. So tell them about the weather report.
Let's see. Next up, we have the weather report.
Yes.
Yes, just specifically for Jarreau.
I already know that we tie. Just so you know. I hate to break it to you.
Which ones? I forget.
Yeah, no drama here.
Anyway, Keith and I have scoured the internet for news stories that are just ridiculous enough for us to vamp on for all of it. So, your job is to decide whether or not it should have been news.
Yes.
Opening with...
So I know that an hour ago you weren't sure what cat eyes were, but luckily I filled you in. So now you'll know this entire story pretty easily. Apparently people driving the roads of Suffolk County, however, in England, aren't so familiar with the term. So when they saw a sign saying cat's eyes removed, they took it a little literally. In fact, a lady said, and I quote, I had no idea. I had to stop the car and go back to see if I had read the sign correctly. It didn't make any sense. It seemed very gruesome that people would boast their poor domestic animals were being so horribly mistreated. I have a 5-year-old daughter who was very upset the first time she saw the sign. She really thought that cruel people were torturing cats, and I had to explain to her what it meant and that our cat was perfectly quite safe.
She saw the sign.
Yes.
It opened
Shut
up her
her eyes.
eyes.
Shut the hell up. And so you're in the doghouse and I won't even hear it. So a lot of people don't know what cat's eyes are. This might give you a hint. Even though other drivers disagreed, the road signs had to be changed to road studs removed. So what we learned is that they are those reflectors in the middle of the road that are like a lane divider. Those are cat's eyes.
Changed my whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you even remove those? It's safer to have them on there.
Right. Well, because it was hurting the cats. I assume.
It's
That's
very expensive. The local vet was pissed.
right. Yeah. And lots of cats being hit on that road because they're blind. And in additional sad news, because they have now gotten rid of road studs, I am out of work. That's
You stud.
yeah. That's me. How you doing? Rub me. Come on. You know you want to wish. Come on. Just rub it.
I wish you would leave.
I wish I could have left an hour ago. You bastard. All right.
You watched it happen. Wait a second.
Oh, I have to ask him. I don't even care. I already know.
Is it news?
Is it news? Go ahead. Surprise
Anytime
us.
there are 5-year-old girls who are sad involved, it's news.
So the racists. News.
I had a drummer back in the day who he just loved watching white girls cry. That was his favorite thing to see in the world. Anyway,
I could have mopped up if I had just gotten some Catholic stories this week.
Oh my God, Becky.
it's not too late, Keith.
It's not too late. I should have prepared between the two shows. I would have taken this one. Oh, why didn't I think about that? All right. Again, you.
Let's see. South Carolina warns eclipse watchers, beware of... let me just read the first paragraph.
Okay.
South Carolina Emergency Management Division is urging vigilant residents to be on the lookout for legendary lizard men.
What?
During the solar eclipse.
Again?
Let's see. They tweeted a map showing locations of reported sightings of the mythical lizard men.
Do they only come out during eclipses?
Right. Solar eclipses
eye?
are the only holiday they have. Lizard men, Bigfoot, Yetis, Santa, the Easter Bunny.
They work 24/7 otherwise. That's the only time they get out of the house.
Right.
Oh, it's so sad.
And they picked the South because, moonshine helps keep their history alive.
I don't know if you heard this, but related to the eclipse, apparently Google was giving out eclipse glasses and they had to recall all of them.
Why?
They can't figure out who made them. And so they can't... They can't prove that they'll work, and it might burn everybody's eyes.
Well,
nice job, Google. Good job. So people are gonna look up and be like, "Oh, it's an eclipse. I can't see. Is there a lizard man? Is there a lizard man near me right now?"
Well, I hear England has a lot of spare eyes right now.
That is true.
Oh.
And studs. So we know that it is a national holiday for all things that you cannot take a clear picture of, but is it news?
Yeah, there's no way that's news.
No.
No
on.
way in the world.
You didn't change your mind?
Even the
No, I
second
really
time.
didn't.
No.
No.
Why would you?
No.
No, it's terrible.
It's like a leap year for them. It's just, no.
It's no big deal. Happens all the time.
All right, you're in luck. This is a really horrifying case of he said, she said. So the Transport Works Union claims that dead bodies found on train tracks are being stored in the break rooms, while the MTA itself says, nah. No.
Dead bodies, plural. They found more than one. Is it a pile of bodies in the room?
Well, no. So the medical examiner says it takes about an hour to recover a body from a non-hospital scene, which is faster than a pizza. So that's pretty impressive.
Way better than Comcast.
All right. Yeah. Like I've had pizzas and Chinese take longer. And I mean, technically.
Was the pizza in Chinese? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm just saying, if you think about it, pizza, Chinese, dead person, technically all food. So
if you're a cat.
Yeah, exactly. With no eyes.
General Tso's pizza.
A no-eyed cat would eat the crap out of a person. I think it was.
I doubt they would eat the crap. They'd probably leave that body.
Well, you don't know. Anyhow, the union representatives say that leaving dead bodies in bathrooms, facility rooms, and break rooms is disrespectful to the dead, but also very traumatizing for union workers, as you can expect, because like when you lose a hand of poker to a dead guy, like you're fucking having a rough day.
I thought he was just asleep in the corner.
Right. That's like, oh, this is the worst game of spades ever.
That guy needs some sun. He's pale.
I know. So here's the MTA says that the bodies are all stored in non-public spaces while they wait for the medical examiner. So here's the thing.
Break rooms.
We're trying to think of, are there any non-public spaces in the New York subway, like behind a door that the public's not allowed in a break room
where people constantly go in for breaks?
Yeah. So I don't think that they're contradicting it. But something to keep in mind. You might not want to use the restrooms in the New York subway stations. You'll be like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was being... Oh, no, you're dead. Okay, that's fine.
You did.
We're good. I'm just going to pee through your legs, if that's all right.
You're so cold.
Right.
Is there just an open toilet in the break room? I thought break room would be like a bunch of couches.
Yeah, I don't know. No, they said bathrooms too.
Oh,
they might be keeping them
perfect,
bathrooms.
perfect,
Yeah. Anyhow,
Cold tiles preserves the body.
so we know it could be an awkward situation and definitely a cold toilet seat. But is it news?
Well, for the record, let me just say that pizza is awesome.
Yeah, that is true.
And maybe this is why Little Caesars is on the comeback
Why is that?
with the $5 hot and readies. You know,
Okay.
because these people are probably shaken just from opening the door and seeing
Console
a
them with
possible-
Little Caesars.
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying,
Pizza works wonders.
it does.
Yeah.
Pizza is
I bet if you gave
Amazing.
pizza to the dead people, they'd come back to life.
Sex and pizza, man.
Absolutely. You'd be like, come on, you can do this. There's pizza. There's bacon around the outside. You're going to be good.
Oh, man.
What happened? What?
the
Oh,
protein and the pepperoni. You
There
know,
you go. It's
You got
protein in
hip-
the cheese, too.
Yeah, right.
You
See?
got hit by a train.
Gains.
It's fine. You're okay now.
Gains bring life. Okay, wait. So I have one question though.
Yeah.
But wait, were they hit by the train or?
I mean, I think they could probably either be hit by the train or like it's a subway, so they could have got electrocuted, right? It's just
Yeah.
if they're on the tracks.
Been stabbed
Okay.
36 times
Yeah.
and pushed onto the track.
That's
Ooh.
true. I mean, if you're hit by the train, I think at that point they're storing you in all 3 rooms at that point. I'm just saying.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Probably a couple jars of squish.
Right. Yeah. Just a point.
He was ground into a very thin paste.
You know, I'm gonna say it's not news.
Not news. All right.
Dun.
I think that's a change.
Was it?
Yeah, I
Changes
think that's a change. You might end up winning this one.
So, real life Iron Man flies through the skies with rocket boots.
What?
That's amazing. So
How
he's
is
got
that possible?
He's got one of those squirrel suits on. Why am I gesturing? You've already heard this. Squirrel suits on that has like the flaps between his legs and his arms. So he spreads his arms,
Yeah.
flying squirrel type thing.
Yeah,
With rocket boots.
that's pretty awesome.
Turbine, like jet engines. He's got the intake valves on his back with a parachute in between, just in case he fucks up. And he jumps out of a plane, just click, jet engines. He flies probably like 10 times as far as you would with a normal squirrel suit.
Yeah, actually, I saw this story online, and interesting enough, a lot of people think that the landing is like the most dangerous part of this, and it isn't. It's the beverage service. the cart hits his knees.
The stewardess.
Yeah.
She never comes by when she needs to.
Yeah, no, the kid kicking the back of your seat.
It's just a 256th time you've kicked me.
Stop it! I am the plane, for God's sake. Show some goddamn respect. Put your tray table up.
I will turn this ship around.
We're landing. I need you to put your seat back forward.
And can you finish that drink so we can...
It's interesting because I know a lot of people who are afraid of flying, and not a single one of them have ever said, the thing that really freaks me out is that I'm enclosed in a metal thing that protects me.
The big giant metal protective tube.
Right, we're going the wrong direction. You're like, oh, you hate flying? Now you're going to really fucking hate flying.
Oh, yeah. No protection whatsoever. Here, strap these to your feet. Who knows if they explode?
You know what I would love is that if you're on a real plane and it's going down, instead of the mask coming down from the roof, you just get jet boots.
Fuck that. I'm hiding in the black box. That thing always survives.
Yeah, just make the
Right.
entire plane out of mattresses. you hit the ground, you just bounce around for like 4 minutes, and then you're like, that was awesome, let's do it again.
Was it memory foam? Because if it's memory foam, you just kind of sink in comfortably.
Right, no, it's the first jetliner made out of Bouncy Castle.
Oh my gosh. But I think it'd be pretty awesome that
Yeah.
instead of skydiving, from now on, we have rocket boots. I would totally do that.
Yes. No.
So it's extremely dangerous. Is it news?
Well, it's definitely the sequel to The Rocketeer. Yeah. Based on a true story.
Best
you know?
movie.
Man, you know what? It's 2017. I'm gonna say anything happens, so I'm gonna say it's news.
Woo! What? All we need now is the hoverboard to be actually invented.
Yes, that would be really nice. All right. I think we're running further
Malfunction.
behind than we did last time. I don't know how we're talking more about stuff we already know. But so this is probably my favorite of all of the things this week. So we can all agree that we don't like ISIS, right?
But
Right. And we can all agree that we really hate the people who write us emails that are scams about like a Nigerian prince who's going to give you money if you give them like these are two fairly equally bad things in the world. One beheads people, the other one really fucking annoys
That's always
me.
going on somewhere though.
What's that?
Nothing. Your hair looks nice.
Okay,
anyway.
thanks. This is an interesting take on this. So there was a Syrian refugee who moved from Syria to Germany and apparently has tried to do a scam on ISIS. He requested payment from ISIS to carry out attacks in Germany, which apparently he was not planning to follow through on at all. He just was like, hey, can I get like $200,000? And I'll totally like bomb something.
Oh, okay. Here you go, boss.
Yeah. My name's Steve, the terrorist.
Steve the terrorist.
Yeah, he's in jail for 2 years for attempting to defraud ISIS. That's the interesting thing. Not like, because you would think that he'd be in jail for 2 years because he was like, give me money, I'm going to bomb something. And then was like, no, I was just kidding. I didn't even, I was making that up. No, apparently he's in jail for the actual like scam.
Does he get to keep the money?
Right. You should be able to, I would think.
I'd be like, all right, I'm judging this, and it wasn't nice, but serve 2 years and you'll be rich. Clack, clack.
Yeah, do some community service and here's a high five. And so I'm not sure how that comes down, but yeah, pretty interesting. So we know that it's a great way to start a small business.
Or rather medium business.
Yeah, why get a loan when you could just steal money from ISIS? But is it news?
What is ISIS's email? Is it like at Yahoo or is it like at
They're old school. It's
we are
MSN.
ISIS.biz or
Yeah, I don't know. I assume that maybe you have to like send a pigeon or something. I'm not even sure at this point. You know that they were like, they're ISIS, right? So they're obviously, they get pretty angry. So they were probably like, we'll get a Gmail. Allah Akbar taken. Shit. Allah Akbar 2. Take it.
89.
Allah Akbar 1977.
Why don't we
it's-
spell it with a bunch of numbers in the name?
it's so crazy. I'm gonna say no.
No,
I'm gonna say it's not news.
What?
I'm
It's
saying
genius. I like to think that they had to call. Like they just were picking up the phone and they were like, ring, ring. Hello? Hello. Is this ISIS? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, wrong number. Hello, is this ISIS? No, thank you. Wrong number. Hello, hi, is this ISIS? Oh. No, yeah, I'll leave a message. I like to imagine that just through the phone. What if it was like, hello, is this ISIS? And they're like, FBI. I mean, yes, this is ISIS.
Stay on the line, please.
Please continue talking. We really want to know about you.
Tell us all about your scam.
All right.
I mean, we haven't been listening in at all.
Nothing at all.
So, popular Saudi Arabian singer arrested for dabbing. What? At a show.
Oh.
Authorities claim dance move promotes drug culture.
Is that a
It's not a
thing?
football thing. It's clearly a marijuana thing.
I think it just promotes 8-year-old white kids looking retarded.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not allowed to use that word. Looking like they're mentally ill. No, wait. Looking like they are. All right, they're just dumb. They're just stupid. There's no excuse. They don't know how to do it. That's the problem, right? They just look like they have a convulsion.
This guy there's a video. He's pretty good at it. Like, he's got some dance move going. He dabs and he keeps dancing. And he was forced to publicly apologize.
Whoa.
In a tweet that stated, that started with, "Peace be upon you." The artist said,
And also
sorry to
with
the
you.
government. Oh, no. Nowadays they say, and with your spirit.
What?
Yeah, I don't know where I missed that memo.
Yeah, I didn't even
whatever.
know those things with your Lamborghini.
But he said, it was unintended and spontaneous. Please accept my apology, as if he'd never dabbed before.
I don't think you can do it right the first time. You got to practice that.
You should see his porn stash. This guy dabs a lot.
Does Cam Newton even dab anymore?
Well, with that shoulder surgery, he better not.
He probably tears something.
Right.
Right, he goes down with a
That's
bad
probably
knee.
why he needed the surgery because
Too much
he's just
dabbing.
dabbing so much.
That was the-
that and getting punished by every defensive line. And
That's probably. Yeah, he probably got dab elbow. I think that's what they call it, right? Is that,
Dabinitis?
yeah.
Inflammation of the dab.
Yeah.
So it's stupid. It promotes drug culture. Is it news?
Was this in Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
I would hope, because if it was like in
Canada.
Aruba, I'm gonna be like, whoa, what's happening?
Everybody does drugs in Aruba. Come on.
Right.
I'm going to say news.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's news.
All right. Well, that is the end, and you have won.
Woo!
I see why you didn't record the first show.
For 3 and the win.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got news taken away from me. It's not news the second time you hear it. That's the problem.
I needed to get the facts first.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Before you were like, whoa, that's crazy. Now you're like, I've heard that before. That's not news.
Moving on to what's really important.
Yeah. We have the very endearing and often repetitive Jarreau Williams here in studio. Again, to tell everybody, you're going to be playing down at the Summer Snow Globe at National Harbor in Maryland on Thursday, August 24th.
Yes.
And you're playing with Little League champs. That's
Yes.
from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right?
Yes.
So we also have a track of yours called Move On. Are you going to be doing that song down at this show?
No, I will not be doing that song because, this one's a little bit more on the mellow side. I want to, I want to keep the people upbeat.
He wants to slam his body down. The wine is all around.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking
Never
about.
say that to me ever again. That is horrifying.
Yeah, it's we're trying to keep that night real upbeat. So no, I am doing another one of my originals there though. But this one I'm put in the pocket.
Nice. So I want to play a little sample from Move On. And I hear, again, this is the world premiere.
Never played before.
premiere.
That's
Yes.
pretty exciting. So tell us a little bit about the song.
Yeah, so I came out with this on Friday. It's pretty much about kind of the situation. How do you handle a relationship that does not end on your terms? And you kind of see this person is off, just having a good time, not worrying about you, and kind of moving on with their life. And how do you react to that? How you respond to that? Do you kind of keep it internally, or do you just finally say enough is enough, and I'm just gonna,
You don't tip them. I think that's the way you...
Keith,
What? Is that not...
you dirty
you
girl.
tip them
I'm just
5%
saying.
instead of 15.
Right, yeah. You're like, show me a little respect. So
Wow.
we're going to play...
Just play the song.
a little from this. If you want to hear the whole track, fast forward to the 1 hour mark of this particular podcast. This is the song Move On by Jarreau Williams.
I refuse to allow myself to be tripping on all this mess anymore. Free to do all that you want. You can get the stepping right to the door. Go ahead and pack your bags. No more begging, knees dropping to the floor. Since you're dying to be free, I think it might be best if you move on and I move on.
Are all the voices in this, are they you?
All me.
There's like 6 of you.
The secret's out.
Did you go
figured it
into,
out.
you went into Thunderdome and 6 of you came out.
When a musician walks in, 6 come
It's
out.
actually the Osmosis Jones band performing.
6 of you can sing better than me. That's really offensive. You would think at least one, like the little, like the slower twin would be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Forgot the words.
But no. Yeah, like, this is really fast. And no. All of them are kicking my ass.
Sextuplet, not twin.
That's good stuff. Where'd you record that at?
I recorded at Blue Room Productions in Herndon, VA. Producers Devin Spear and Conrad Osipowicz, who's the
I know
CEO,
Conrad.
owner.
Yeah.
Great team over there. I love working with those guys. We had great energy when we're in the studio.
Very, very cool. Well,
You
it
do
sounds
the
great.
instruments as well. Like you're the whole band.
Well, for this particular song, I came pretty much with an idea. I had the lyrics written out. I kind of had the idea of how I wanted everything to be structured. Kind of knew what the bass line was going to be and the percussion, and then I brought it over to Devin, and he put the bass down, the guitar, all the 808, everything like that. And so
808.
Live,
All
he
about
plays
the
all
808.
those things at once. He's got the big bass drum on his back.
Yep.
And he got cymbals between his knees.
Like
and
one of those
stuff.
goofy cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah. It's brilliant. And now you told me an hour ago, on this particular track, you also do your first premiere as rapper as well.
Yeah, that was a fun experience doing that, and it was just really kind of what the song needed. I mean, I've done one song probably where I've had like kind of mixed between rap and spoken word, but I really wanted to get out the vulnerability of the song and just like the anger that kind of goes into it when, you know, somebody's moving on without you. So, you know, we put everything down. I took it back home for a week, listened to it, and tried to figure out what to do for the bridge section. I said, you know what, this needs a rap. So we came back in, recorded everything, and then put the rap down.
Nice. All right. You threw it down. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. So again, feel free to swing by on August 24th, Thursday. That's at the Summer Snow Globe at the National Harbor in Maryland. Again, you can fast forward to the 1 hour mark of this show to listen to the entire track of Move On. If you want to hear more music from Jarreau, go to facebook.com/I am Jarreau Williams, JARREAU Williams.
Yes.
So now that we've heard a little bit about your past and the hard times that have happened in lyrical form, we can now go into the past of the world and tell you a little about this week in history.
And at the end, you get to decide what is the most important historical thing that happened on this date. It really doesn't even have to be what we present you with.
So just feel
make
free.
it up.
Yeah, feel free to use whatever criteria you need.
Okay.
All right. So I think I'm getting started. Is that right? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to kick it off? Are you ready?
Hit it.
All right. Excellent.
Crank it to 11.
As you all know, Gustav Whitehead, the very famous Gustav Whitehead, made the first first publicized account of a powered heavier than air flight in 1901. Reports were published in the New York Herald, the Bridgeport Herald, and was witnessed by several people, including the reporter for the Bridgeport Herald. Children and youngsters who were present signed affidavits about 30 years later about what they saw. Reporters said he started on the wheels from a flat surface. He flew 800 meters at about the height of 15 meters and landed softly on the wheels again.
Wait, I'm confused. Does he have a brother named Wilbur?
No, this was actually 2 years before the Wright brothers.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
everything we know is a lie.
Yep, everything's a lie.
My whole life is a lie.
That's all white people do. We just,
So I had in college, I was staying in a very old house in
Sure.
Shepherdstown, West Virginia.
yeah, I remember that.
It's been around literally since like before the Civil War.
Okay.
And we were searching through the garage at one point. Just okay, there's this mirror here. Wait, it's got some padding in the back. Newspaper.
What?
The mirror had been in that garage padded with newspaper since 1900.
What?
And there was some news stories about the Wright brothers' practice runs. I thought that was really
Really?
cool. We
Wow.
framed that thing, put it up, preserved it. It's like, damn, this house is old.
That is really, really cool. Yeah, so he doesn't get credit for it, but 2 years before the Wright brothers actually successfully did it. 1925. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Carl Thomas Rowan, the famous American columnist, died in 2000. He was 75 years old. But this was his birthday this week. He was a strict gun control advocate until, let's say, like 1988 when he was arrested for shooting a trespasser with an illegal handgun.
Hold the phone.
Yeah.
He shot somebody.
With an illegal handgun. He had actually previously stated in his column that anyone found, and I quote, anyone found in possession of a handgun except a legitimate officer of the law goes to jail, period. That
Wait.
was his,
What did he shoot him with?
I assume, a legitimate officer of the law.
He shot him, probably, I don't know, a rifle maybe?
No, he had an illegal handgun. That's what he shot him with. Yeah. He also founded Project Excellence, which is a college scholarship program for Black high school seniors. So he wasn't all bad, but he did shoot a man after saying, you shouldn't have guns. So,
Especially the one I'm carrying.
yeah, people are ironic. How about you? What do you have for me?
I've got, in 1947, India and Pakistan gained their independence from Great Britain. And really, the first thing that came to mind when I read that was, y'all are late. the United States, we wrote the Declaration of Independence like 200 years ago.
Right.
France followed soon thereafter,
Copycats.
inspired by, they were like, this sounds like a good idea, although their revolution was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And then India, I don't know, maybe they just didn't get the newspapers in time, nobody tweeted them, whatever. They waited until 1947 to actually gain their independence from Great Britain. I feel like Great Britain was just like, shh, don't tell them. They don't tell them. we want to keep this one.
It's a secret.
It's a really good food. They're buying the India Pale Ale.
Yeah, so that was called the Partition Day, I think, is what they called it. And it's actually also, they got independence, but they also split Pakistan and India. A lot of the Muslims went to Pakistan. A lot of the Hindus went to India, and the Sikhs also went to India. And a lot of people murdered people and committed suicides, and just horrible things happened for like a while that was happening.
Yeah, that was a real mess.
It was a real mess. Apparently,
hundreds of people were killed in the first few days after independence.
Yeah.
Like, damn, it's supposed to be a good thing.
Right. Stop being so independent, people. Stop it.
Party times. Wait, that guy's different. Fuck him.
Yeah, right. Yay, we're finally free. Except you. You suck. All right.
Start my own country. Screw you guys.
I got a couple of stories about the Beatles.
Yay!
So we'll start off with 1960. Drummer Tommy Moore. Everybody knows the famous Beatles drummer, Tommy Moore. Quit the group. Yeah, that's why you don't know about him. They were called the Silver Beatles at the time. He quit because their booking interfered with his job as a forklift driver.
Wow, that was a smart move.
Yeah.
Right.
So the drums
Good
were then
call.
taken over by Pete Best, who was later replaced by a cat with no eyes. That's right. You nailed it.
Alan Iverson?
Yes.
I don't know.
They were like, we need a drummer. Hello, are you a drummer? Like, we're ISIS. And they're like, right this way.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, no, Ringo Starr, who got by with a little help from his friends.
I heard somebody once say that Ringo Starr was like the best drummer in the whole world. And
Yeah.
the response was, Ringo Starr isn't even the best drummer in the Beatles.
He got by with a little help from his friends, Tommy Moore and Pete Best, who quit. So that he could have a chance.
There you go.
Yeah.
They wrote The Yellow Submarine just to get him to sing. That is the worst song ever.
You're like, no, this was a bad idea. 1966. You may have heard about this. At one point, John Lennon, kind of taken a little out of context, said that he was bigger than Jesus.
Well, he wanted to be the very best, the best that ever was.
Yeah, the Beatles were bigger than Jesus. He was referring to kind of popularity. And if you think about how few people probably were alive when Jesus was alive, they might have a point in sheer numbers. Maybe not as, revered as Jesus. But
They did. Let's go to the break room and ask them.
yeah, exactly. Do you like Jesus? You're so quiet. Anyhow, so unhappy with John Lennon's comments comparing the Beatles to Jesus, radio station CLUE, Klux Klan, I don't know, in Longview, Texas, organizes a Beatle bonfire where they're burning paraphernalia of the Beatles. Ironically, later that night, the station was struck by lightning.
Jesus has spoken.
The station manager was knocked unconscious, and the station had to temporarily shut down due to damaged equipment.
That's what you get for disagreeing with jail.
J-Lo. Got it.
J-Lo. Right. Now let's get loud. All right.
Yeah, John Legend. Whatever. What? No, not him.
You know what he said? If you want my love, and I gave you all my trust.
Nope.
Okay.
Come
never mind.
No, just quit while you're ahead. There was a time where I was really fond of you, and that was last hour. This hour, don't like you one bit. So
Sensing the hostility here.
yeah, no, if I could find sharp things to throw at you, I would.
Yep. I get that completely.
Yeah, I understand.
So moving on.
Yes.
On this date,
What?
August 15th, 1961, the Berlin Wall it started construction, began as a fence.
Just one brick? They were just
One
like,
brick.
this is the wall! Do not pass the wall! We're working on it!
Actually, about 2,000 people a day were escaping West Berlin into East Berlin. You're like, I don't like this communist nonsense.
Yeah, right.
You think the Soviet Union would be like, everybody's leaving. Do we suck that much? No, they were like, make the wall bigger.
Make it bigger and wider. And
15 miles of barbed wire.
make it sharper.
Still didn't work.
No.
Make it 15 feet high made of concrete. Still didn't work. So
Yeah.
they started like
Shoot
straight up
them!
arresting people for coming over.
Yeah. No, I like to think that it started as a line. Like they just had, they draw a line. They're like, no one goes across this. Where are you going? We had strict rules. You do not cross the line.
You not see
Where
the
are you
line?
going? No. Okay, do not follow him. Why are you following him? Do not follow. I was very clear that this is the line. Why are you guys just walking over the line? We need a fence. Someone get us a fence.
Baby gate. Baby gate.
That's right.
They are habitual line steppers.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going over the fence. What? It's like they don't have any respect for a fence.
It was like, what, in the 90s that the Berlin Wall came down? Like 91, 88?
I think it was in the 80s, right? I think it was
81.
the 80s, yeah.
There's like whole bunch of people escaping. Like, fuck it. The wall didn't work.
Right.
Started as a fence.
Mm-hmm.
They put up a wall.
That's true.
Made Mexico pay for it.
That's not
And
true.
it
You
still
just made
didn't
that
work.
You made that up.
It still didn't work.
Mexico
No,
did not make
wait.
the Berlin Wall.
The wall didn't work.
I'm just saying that it was not funded by Mexico.
Anyway.
They're perfectly lovely people and they did not make the Berlin Wall. Let's keep those white people out of the other white people.
I'm not worried about it. Are you? Pass me that burrito. Anyway, in 1969, the very famous Woodstock Festival happened in New York. And I'm convinced that nobody remembers it because there's so much drug use. They're all tripping balls. Somebody told them later that it was a great festival, and that's why it's so famous.
I think there's probably still people finding mud in places they didn't know. Like they're like, what the hell? Is that even a crevice?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I knew I shouldn't have eaten them. I got these rolls. They got mud in them.
I bet there's people that like just they went to Woodstock like because they heard like, oh, it's crazy, right? And then they got home and they woke up and they were like, why do I have a VW bus? Like, where the shit did that come from?
It's very colorful, but I don't have. Where did this Great Dane come from?
I went in a Honda. I don't. I'm so confused right now.
Raggy?
Right.
Was I wearing this tie-dye shirt earlier?
This is so weird. I'm on tour. What am I doing?
Wow.
Yeah. So, and those people didn't respect fences either. White people hate fences.
Well,
They just
everybody
climbed
hates
over the fences. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about fences. I'm just
Build a
saying.
wall and still no one will care.
Unless
No.
it's August Wilson's fences. Let me just say that first. Sorry.
No.
No? Okay. All right, moving on.
Adam, we're going to need you to edit that out in
No,
post.
don't edit that out. It was a moment of just pure honesty and suck it. All right.
Wow.
All right. So in 1988 is what you have on the board, but it happened in 1989.
Yeah, but 88 is such a better year.
it might have been a better year, but it's not when this happened.
Fine.
I will start this story with 2 words: Dan Quayle.
Oh, yeah. Why
VP.
can't I can't think of anybody but Dennis Quaid.
That's not the same person.
Damn
Not at all. So Dan Quayle apparently was a little misinformed on astronomical data. Apparently not a scientist. We obviously have people in the executive branch that tend to not be scientists. So the U.S. president or vice president stated, and I quote, Mars is essentially in the same orbit. Mars is
As Earth?
somewhat the same distance from the sun, which is very important. We've seen pictures where there are canals, we believe, and water. And if there's water, means there's oxygen, and that means we can breathe.
Right, but he didn't mention the ravenous packs of kangaroos that just roam the savannas
Right.
of Mars,
Is that
killing people left and right.
if just racists up there? All
That kangaroo's flying a flag.
Why?
Fuck.
Yeah. Why won't they get permits for Mars? That would be awesome. We should take all of the Civil War like memorials we put on Mars and be like, we're thinking about tearing them down. You should get out there.
Right.
Like,
There's air. You're
yeah,
fine.
Don't worry. Republicans say there's air.
Wasn't there a whole Arnold movie about that?
Give these people air.
Damn it, Cole Hagen.
Oh, we didn't even get an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression last hour. This is good.
We did.
Yeah. What? No.
No?
No, I don't remember at all.
Just
It's not a tumor. Get to the chopper.
Yeah. And so
put the cookie down.
I think there's a lot of different issues with this. First of all, Mars takes what is it? Like months. It takes is it years even
Not
to get out
tomorrow.
there? It's a long ways away from Earth.
Sometimes it's farther away than Earth than
If-
it is.
If sometimes it's closer. And Mars is And if it was essentially the same orbit, I'm assuming we would just smash into each other.
Unless
So-
we're going in the same direction.
Yeah, I think one would catch up, right? Because of just gravity. You'd start like getting closer and closer and closer, I would think. But
Probably.
anyhow,
Then we'd have a purple planet.
I'm not sure that if there's water, that means there's oxygen. I mean, there's oxygen in water, H2O. We know that. But doesn't mean that there's free oxygen, does there?
There's also no water on Mars.
There's that. But that's you never know. And then if there is oxygen, there has to be a certain amount for us to breathe, along with like, I don't know, not acid. Like, right? The air has to also not be poison and
or
have air.
Freezing cold.
Yeah. Like to breathe. You can't just go like oxygen, awesome. And then like, oh, and cyanide. And, like
Or
that.
so thin you decompress.
Right? Yeah. There's a lot of other things that go into the breathing, I think.
Or ripping winds that just kill you.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Oh, that does it to me. And so, all right. So last but not least,
We have in 2003 the famous New York blackout that hit the entire Northeast United States.
that is what the people in Charlottesville were rallying against, I think.
They were real angry about it. Yeah.
They hate blackouts.
I
Yeah.
see what you did there.
They do.
Now I'm
because they're
sad.
racists. And we hate them.
Well, about 52 power plants went out at the same time, all of them coincidentally owned by the First Energy Corporation, as discovered by a joint U.S.-Canada task force.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out
Yeah.
the whole blackout was caused, are you ready?
By the sun. By
By-
NEMP. By...
An overgrown tree touching the power lines.
Jesus
Fucked
Christ!
everything up.
What?
It took 2 hours to figure out what the problem was and repair it so people could start having power again. Everything stopped. People got stuck on roller coasters. People were trapped in the subway. It took 2 hours to get them out of the subway, and then it just turned back on.
And then they put them in the bathroom.
Right. Could only imagine. Like, I mean, what do you do? What do you your home TV's off?
How did they not see that coming? They're like, hey guys, look out that tree. It's growing slowly. We should
All right, George of the Jungle.
maybe do something about that. Tomorrow. It'll be fine. It won't be.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah. It has been
Well,
14 years since we had done anything with that.
well, there's only 2 things to do in a blackout: get drunk. One thing to do.
One thing to 2 things to do in a blackout. Get so drunk you forget. And I forget.
Well, Jarreau,
Yes.
you get to pick what is the most historically significant thing we have presented you with today.
The moment of truth.
Well, I would also like to note that today is the birthdays of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, we
Oh,
know you
joy.
told us last hour.
I did. But Jennifer Lawrence is so good, I have to repeat it.
I wish she knew I was a lamb. Just rub me. Rub me, Jennifer Lawrence. Make a wish. Oh, God. I would grant any wish.
We're going to get sued for $1.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to say the Berlin Wall.
Berlin Wall, sucker! Yeah!
Yeah.
That's a little easy.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
but
want to
it's-
go for the obvious, that's
right.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying anyone would have said that.
Twice.
All right. So we have determined that essentially what started the beginning of the Cold War, at least part of it, was important history.
More important than Rico Planet.
Yeah.
Ringo Starr, whatever.
Ringo Starr. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. It's not even important that I've lost twice this night.
Well, now it's time to play your favorite game.
Yes.
Near. Go far again.
Do it.
Far. See, that's what it's all about. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, so this is what we do. We want 2 stories from you. One is a near story, something that happened close to home or your hometown. For musicians, maybe something about the creative process or rehearsals or something like that. And then the second is a far story. That'd be something on your adventures, maybe touring out at a show, anything that's happened further away from home. To give you 2 different sides of what is the inner workings of Mr. Williams.
Get in my mind.
Wilson. Williams.
So,
damn it.
yeah.
My
Mr.
bad.
Wilson!
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 So, I would like to.
Let's start with near.
When I graduated from college from
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, go Hokies. Hey,
Nice.
I worked as an educator in elementary school for grades K through 5.
What did you teach?
I was actually an aide, so I helped out with
Oh my
all
God.
subjects.
That's so hard. I
It's-
mean, luckily they have drugs now, but like, it makes life possible. But you're so brave.
I know I did love parts of it though. One part that I was responsible for was the morning announcements. So
okay. Oh, so
yeah.
you're actually a radio personality. We didn't realize that.
Amateur.
Well, hardly. You're doing
It's
impressions.
Tuesday, so for lunch today we have
Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe.
extra sloppy.
Right. Kids,
so-
please avoid the purple LSD. It's really bad.
Blue's pretty good.
Right. It's in my VW bug. How did I get here?
Where did this dog come from?
Who are you?
So-
I'm ISIS.
Wait, I've been thinking of the Volkswagen van. Anyway, your
Yeah.
story.
So part of that is we wanted to make sure that the kids got the best education possible in terms of being able to relate to the material, whether
Sure.
it be reading, math, whatever the
Retention.
subject.
Yeah.
So one thing that I used to do is I used to take current songs off the radio and I used to remake them so that I rewrote the words so that kids would have something to remember. To help them with standardized tests and things like that, and then
Put that
especially
earworm in there. They'll
Yeah.
never forget it.
especially with the morning announcements. And so it'd be always cool to see as I'm walking down the halls, kids singing back what I
that's
wrote.
cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that was really cool. I really like
That's
that.
a great. It shows that people who are creative are going to be creative. It doesn't matter kind of what your job is or anything like that.
Exactly.
We have a way about us, and we've got to do it.
Those
So,
kids are going to remember you forever.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I remember them.
They'll never remember your name, though.
Right.
Mr. Yeah.
Mr.
You
J.
know, there's a kid you've ruined a song for, right? Because they're
Probably.
gonna be like, if you want to be a lover, you got to do arithmetic. God damn it! I can't sing it right.
Left page, right page. No, that's not the words.
Right.
Okay.
Damn it, Jarreau.
Oh, sorry.
You
did
ruined
this to me.
everything.
Yeah, you're welcome. Be sure to tip your waitress.
Try the veal.
I like that. That's brilliant. Okay,
Yeah.
so you found a creative way to help teach kids.
Yeah.
How about something something on your adventures as a musician that wasn't so close to home?
I always tell people this story because it just pretty much signifies my the reason why I'm still doing music professionally. So back in 2007, I actually sang with Michael Bublé, which was pretty cool.
Are you kidding? You're just.
No, serious. And this was
I would not believe you if you had not told me this 1 hour ago.
this was at the arena formerly known as the Patriot Center, now Eagle Bank.
Okay.
And he's one of the most down to earth musicians I have ever met.
Cool.
We were doing sound check, and he just comes up to us and just talks with us. And I mean, he's just talking like a regular, normal person, joking with us, everything. We're all in our green room, just joking around. And next thing you know, we get a knock on our door, and it's like, who is that at the door? Who's going on?
Right.
It's Michael Bublé. He's running.
What?
He runs into our green room, and he's like, "You guys are having so much fun in here. I want to sing with you guys."
What drugs do you have? I want your drugs.
Nah, he walked
Give
in
me your
going.
drugs.
He walked in going. Can I hang out too?
But it was really like that. But he was just so fun, and I'll never forget what he said to me after it was over. I just said, "Any advice you have?" He said, "Just keep going, just don't stop." And that was 10 years ago, and I'm just keep
Right.
going, and hopefully I get to sing with him again, and we get to share the story with each
He'll
other.
open for you
Right.
the next time around.
Oh yeah. My one word of advice: don't have a stupid last name.
That's more than one word.
Bublé.
Blah, 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 blah. He sounds like a vampire, right? Right.
Michael Bublé.
What is your name? I'm Michael Bublé. Blah 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 blah.
Or like he's got a monocle, Let me just look at you through my monocle here. You landed on Boardwalk, I believe.
Do not
I
crash,
believe you owe me
bro.
lots of money.
I'm a peanut. Oh, we're out of time. Jarreau, thank you for coming and doing the show twice with us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll do it again sometime and we'll record it the first time.
2 or 3 times.
Also this week, Tuesday, August 22nd, Stone Driver, Tour de Fat, brought to you by Fat Tire Brewery in Washington, D.C. Thursday, August 24th, of obviously our good friend Jarreau Williams at the Summer Snow Globe in National Harbor in Maryland. Friday, August 25th, Box Era at Milk Boy Art House in College Park, Maryland. Please like our posts, follow us, retweet us, and share the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We cannot do this without you. Do not forget to review us on Facebook, iTunes, or Google Play. Thanks to Kevin Evinger, McNally22, Justin Rogers, Figmental Records, Alchemical Records, Engineer Adam, as far away as he is, for all their contributions. Thanks to Victor, but not for not pressing record. Most of all, thanks for Jarreau Williams for spending a perfectly good hour, 2 with us. This has been another wasted hour. If you just realized that, don't blame us. We warned you.
It might be best if you move on and I move on too. Far away, far away. You do you and I'll do me too. It's the way you wanna do. You move on and I'll move on too. Far away, so far away. You do you and I'll do me too. It's the way you wanna do. It's the way you wanna do. So clear that you were moving on without me. I won't forget the day you betrayed me. I don't wanna be near someone that doesn't wanna be near me. I refuse to allow myself to be tripping on all this mess anymore. Free to do all that you want. You can get the stepping right to the door. Go ahead and pack your bags. No more begging, knees dropping to the floor. Since you're dying to be free, I think it might be best if you move on and I'll move on too. Far away, far away. You do you and I'll do me too. It's the way you wanna do. You move on and I'll move on too. Far away, so far away. You do you and I'll do me too. It's the way you wanna do.
This the road we going down?
It's the way you wanna do.
That's how you wanna do me, baby? Alright then.
Hey, you can say what you wanna say, be who you wanna be, do what you wanna do. Go ahead, be what you do. Forget about the shit we went through. All I had in the future, I saw it with you. We shared all our secrets like an open book. Then you left me like a fish on a dirty hook. Ghosted like Casper with my heart you took. Can't you see what you're doing to me, girl? Look, it's a bird, it's a plane, fly far as you can. Staying focused on my grind like a Superman. Lone wolf status getting realer by the day. Ships on the dock, kept emotions at bay. It's clear you're moving on, you made it obvious by your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram status. I call your last post while you do the most. No more playing cool, I raise your petty boast. Remember the time when we fell in love? Fast forward, now all you wanna do is forget me.